Hello, Steve White, Steve White 89. Wow, some good news with Fraggle Rock, Back to the Rock. There was a fair amount of apprehension as well as excitement when they announced they were going to do a new Fraggle Rock series, because a lot of shows have been rebooted and have not satisfied fans, and Fraggle Rock was such a cherished childhood memory for many people. There was a lot of anxiety I felt about whether or not it was actually going to be loyal to the original, and it is. I haven't actually seen a full episode yet. I have not been able to work out what is available to me at the moment. Apparently, I looked at Apple TV. It said I'm subscribed, but I'm not. And it said there was one episode available, but it's only 5 minutes. And when I looked at Apple TV Plus, they had 6 episodes available to download if I do the trial. So I'm not sure if they've released half the season, because I heard it was 13 episodes. But 6 seem to be available. I'm not sure if they've done it in halves or if they're actually not available yet and they're just listing them. So I'm not sure. I haven't watched them yet. I want to give it a whole day. I'm hoping that they actually have done the whole season, and I want to sit down and just binge it and have a whole day dedicated to it. And then if I want to watch the other Fraggle Rock series or read some of the books or something, or do something afterwards, because it's put me in a mood, I want to give it a whole day. I don't want to just sort of do just one episode. So I haven't watched it yet, but what I have watched is a bunch of scenes from the show that people have put online, and a bunch of songs, and a bunch of interviews, and some reviews. And it's fairly unanimous that this show does indeed represent the original. It's true to the original. It's pretty much just a continuation, and the episodes are just the same. And when I was watching it, I felt just like I was watching the original Fraggle Rock. There are scenes where there was just you could not tell the difference between the HD widescreen episodes that are on TV now and this new episode, until they get past like they have bigger sets. The Fraggles actually are more mobile. There was a scene with the Gorgs, and you see the Fraggles just scatter and run around the Gorgs. And even though I know intellectually that they were going to do this, it did kind of shock me, because even though you sort of have that imagination and suspension of disbelief with the original show, you knew it was puppets, but you still believed in them, but you still knew they were puppets. They didn't really break that boundary really in the show. They did a few times, but not really, because effects-wise they couldn't really do it a lot. But now they can. So you see the Fraggles walking, just full frame. You see them running around the Gorgs. You see them running through the frame, and it's just like, I've seen Muppets, that mobile recently, in different movies and that. But it was jarring in a good way to see them just that alive. And it just looks really great. The songs sound like the Fraggle songs. The Fraggles act like the Fraggles. It feels like that. What I've been able to gain from the elements of the stories that I've seen from the scenes. The stories seem to be playing out just like the other ones did. They have a social conscience. The original series always did. So if people want to try and claim that it's, whatever, so was the original series. So I'm fine with that. Now, so far as changes, there's very little. Now, I assumed that they would have the same house that the Fraggles would go out into outer space through, that there'd be a hole in the wall, and there'd just be someone else living there with another dog. That's kind of true, except there's a lady of colour. Her name is Doc. And I'm like, why is she called Doc? Is she related to Doc? Did she know Doc? Was he a friend? Was that her nickname because she hung out with him and was a scientist? I don't understand how she's Doc. And then her dog is basically Sprocket. I'm like, okay, Doc and Sprocket left at the end of the series. If they're going to acknowledge the end of the other series, they should have explained that this is a friend, a relative, just a new person, not giving them the same name. That's confusing. And Sprocket, is that just another Sprocket? Was that he had puppies, and that's grown up, or are we just supposed to just believe that, this is Sprocket and Doc now, and forget the other? It's just a bit weird. I feel they should have given it some basic explanation, even if it was just in the Bible and not actually in the show, because people like me are going to be wondering, Doc and Sprocket went to California or whatever to take care of his friend. So they should have had another dog, I think, and a different name, or I don't know. That part does confuse me, but it's probably always going to bother me unless they actually explain it somehow. But don't have any issues with the character. The character apparently is a environmental activist, and they make YouTube videos about microplastics and how they're affecting the oceans and the environment and so forth, which is fine because they always tackled issues like that in the original show, the original series. So, and the Gorgs pretty much are just the same. Everything has been expanded. The only thing that kind of bothered me when I watched some of the previews, I felt like that sort of atmosphere, that cavernous sort of nature of Fraggle Rock was sort of lost, and all of Fraggle Rock and the caverns just sort of felt like background walls because they were so big. They just felt like walls in the background. They didn't really feel like they were in caverns and in Fraggle Rock. But when you watch a bit more of it, you do see they do have a lot of structure in that, but they just have expanded it and there's more of it, so it kind of works. But from the previews, I sort of thought that didn't work. I sort of felt like they sort of saved money on the sets. Instead of having detailed sets that you go in and out of, they just sort of had a back wall and just have everything in front of it. But they have actually created some very complex environments, and they've got the Foo Fighters, they've got Patti LaBelle, they've got a bunch of other people who are coming and doing songs. They've really gotten into the spirit of it. Everyone seems to be happy and excited by it, and it seems to be one of the few 80s shows that have been rebooted with the same love and passion and integrity that the original had, and it's a great honour to Jim Henson that they've done this good a job of it, and I'm just really happy, and I'm looking forward to watching the whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to binge the whole series when it's available or do the first 6 episodes if they are available now, which I think they are. If you have to do an episode per week, I'll probably wait till I'm done with binge and finish Sex and the City because there's 2 episodes left of that. I don't like to have more than one streaming service at a time. I sort of go from one to the next and just binge stuff, or maybe I'll keep one while something's on that I'm following. But I don't know, I do want to watch it, but the other weird thing is it's so much like the original. I feel like I can just go back and watch the original as well, so I can sort of wait for the new episodes. I'm not really rushed, but I just want to do a little initial, we can all breathe a sigh of relief. It is faithful to the original, it is fun, it is good, and like I said, the scenes I've seen, the songs I've seen, the interviews I've seen with the actors and the characters, it all plays really well, and I'm really happy with it, so I'm just really relieved, because if they had messed this up, it really would have hurt me. It's bad enough Twin Peaks got the full David Lynch treatment, and Star Trek is in another universe, and there's just a lot of issues with reboots. The only one people seem to be happy with is Cobra Kai, but I never really was a fan of The Karate Kid, so I still haven't watched that yet. I hear that it's true to the original. They bring in new characters and keep the old characters, and there's a consistency and loyalty to the story and characters while still expanding on it, which you can do without throwing everything out. And Fraggle Rock probably isn't going to expand too much. They really are just recreating the original show, but that's all we need. We don't need any more than that, because the original show was pretty much perfect. But I'm going to go. I wasn't planning to talk this long, because I'm not doing an actual review of the episode, so I didn't think I'd have that much to say. But I do, because it's great so far, and I'm just happy and relieved. And, I'm looking forward to the next 13 episodes, and hopefully there'll be other seasons. I don't know if it'll go as long as the original. The original went 5 years. They did about 100 episodes. I don't know if we'll get to that many episodes of this, but we've got the originals. They blend perfectly together from what I can see. So if we just get more that look better and look fresher and have more effects and more mobile Fraggles and everything, then that's just an extra bonus. So I'm just really happy with it. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.